Alright, and we're back. Inheritance. The Royal Sentinel has a new event in mind to bring smiles to all the princesses of the realm. Greetings, my friend. 'Tis good to see you. Very good indeed. As it just so happens, there is a matter with which I require assistance. As you will be aware, another Little Ladies' Day is upon us, and we are celebrating all ladies as princesses, attending to their every need. For this year's celebration, we're planning to distribute replicas of an antique folding fan to participants. Wishing to learn more about said fan, Miss Aldithia, a scion of House Thorn, has taken it upon herself to investigate its origins. Alas, she has ever had a frail constitution and is feeling unwell. For now, she rests at my insistence, but passionate as she is about the celebration, I worry that she won't stay put. Thus, would I turn to you for help. In order to take the burden off my lady, who is also a treasured princess this day, might I prevail upon you to assist with her investigations? I'm truly grateful. Now, Miss Aldithia should be resting on a bench in the Gold Court, so pray seek her out there. I leave her in your capable hands. And we're off. Oh wait. Yeah. Oh, my apologies. I didn't notice you there. It's been quite some time. You're well, I trust? If you're looking for to partake in the festivities, I would be happy to point you in the right direction of the Royal Sentinel. So the Royal Sentinel sent you? Well, I'd be lying if I said I didn't need the help. I'm in a worse way than I had realized. I'm supposed to meet with 2 people as part of my investigation, but rough as I am to admit it, I'm in no condition to be up and about. As you may already know, I'm investigating the origins of an antique folding fan, the very one beside me, which I found in the Thorn Manor one day. Curious about the design, which is unseen in Ul'dah, I turned to the history books and discovered that it is the style used in the palace during the Thorn Dynasty. Further research revealed that the Princess Edvaya, my ancestor who gave rise to Little Ladies' Day, once used such a fan in a dance she performed at a royal soiree. It was very beautiful, by all accounts, and I should have liked to see it. Inspired by this discovery, I consulted the Royal Sentinel, and it was decided that we would make replicas of the fans as gifts for this year's celebration. However, when we showed the fan to the artisans we hired, he declared that when undeniably designed in the Thorn style, it was crafted much more recently, no more than a few decades ago at most. This led me to wonder, who had made this fan? Who had this fan made, and why? My mother no longer with us. I went and asked my father, but he claimed to know nothing about it and said no more. Though he married into the family, he's the present head of House Thorn. If even he does not know, then I have to seek answers elsewhere. Additionally, if we were to learn the fan was used during Princess Edvia's time, I thought that we could share the knowledge during the celebration. Thus did I arrange to meet with people or versed in history of our family. As I am now, however, I can scarcely stand without feeling faint. I'm sorry to impose, but might I trouble you to attend the appointments in my stead? I'm in your debt. Now, you will want to take the fan with you. Please show it when you meet the individuals in question. One is a reporter from the Metro Eye, who will be at the Azur Zenith Ossuary, and the other is a historian who will be at the Quicksand. Can I help you with something? I'm actually supposed to meet someone here, but she appears to be late. So you've come on Miss Aldethia's behalf, and this is the fan she wished me to inspect. Indeed, it is a style hailing from the Thorn Dynasty. It said that Princess Advaya carried such a fan when she attended functions. In those days, it was considered meet for noble women to cover their faces, to which end they carried folding fans on their persons. But as the legend of the Lost Lady would attest, Princess Advaya didn't concern herself with social norms. At the royal soiree, far from her fan to cover her face, she used it to perform an impromptu dance. The Sultan and his retinue of sensicles looked on aghast, but the guests were captivated by her performance and erupted in rapturous applause when she finished. That dance came to be known as the Little Ladies' Dance, and is said to have been passed down through the women of House Thorn. The fan you hold, I expect, was crafted for that very purpose. Curious though, as a daughter of House Thorn, it seems that to me that Miss Aldethia should be aware of this legacy. In any case, I hope I was able to be of some help to her. Pray pass along my regards. Record at Aldethia B. Can I help you? This fan. Aldethia sent you. I take it. Very well then, I'll tell you what I know. When Aldethia reached out about an antique fan she found, I was instantly reminded of a similar one that I saw long ago. By her description alone, I couldn't be certain, but to see it here and now, there's no doubt in my mind. This fan once belonged to Aldethia's mother, Claudia. She was still half a girl at the time, 15 summers old perhaps, when I interviewed her for Little Lady's Day article. That day, she had this very fan with her. She was out of sorts, though, and begged to sit down and rest. As tired as she looked, I decided to cut the interview short and ended up writing about something else. I must say, I find it a little strange that Aldethia should ask me about the fan. It belonged to her mother, after all. Surely she would know about it. Ah, you're returned. Thank you for attending the appointments in my stead. So, did you learn out of interest? What? The fan was my mother's? And it was used to perform the Little Ladies' Day dance, a dance passed through the women of our line. I... Forgive me, I'm not sure what to think. I never knew I never knew about any of this. About neither the fan nor the dance. Why didn't my mother share the tradition with me? Perhaps she was also unaware of it. Perhaps she didn't have a chance. Yes, I feel that is the only plausible explanation. My mother succumbed to illness when I was little. Even if she had wished to pass the tradition, she never had the chance to do so. Be that as it may, my father must have known something. I know not why he claimed otherwise. It feigned ignorance about the fan, nor do I expect that he would have willingly talked. Still, I want to know about the dance and about my mother. I'm sorry to impose yet again, adventurer, but won't you help me find the answers? This means a lot to me. Thank you. Now then, if my mother appeared at the Little Ladies' Day with her fan, it seems likely that she performed the dance there. On the assumption that I propose we look for those who knew my mother around when she was involved in the festival. For this, wealthy middle-aged folk seems a likely place to start. Chances are they at least cross paths with her in social circles. To that end, could you please try approaching affluent-looking individuals at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange and the Estamines Aesthetics? I shall await you here. What's that? Do I know Claudia Grown and the dance she used to perform? May I ask who's asking? Goodness me, to think Aldithia had no idea. I was good friends with her mother, I'm proud to say, and would be glad to share what I know. She was quite frail, was Claudia, and constantly took ill. As a result, she seldom attended social functions, and certainly never performed a little ladies' dance in them. She did, however, show it to me in private, and I considered myself blessed. It was so beautiful. I begged to learn it from her. She kindly taught me, and she would have dearly loved to teach Aldithia too. I'm sure. It breaks my heart that she never had the chance. But if Aldithia is keen to learn the dance, nothing would please me more than to teach it. A poor substitute, though I may be for her mother. She awaits at the Gold Court, yes. I shall go and find her there at once. A Dorman who once danced at the festival? I'm afraid I'm not familiar. Little Ladies' Day has always been a common folks festival after all. If anyone were to know, I dare say it would be the head of the Thorn family. 'Tis under their auspices that the celebrations take place. Where in the world did she disappear to? What? Did I ever see the dance performed by Claudia Throne? Was it Happens? Yes. Yes, I did. It was during Little Ladies' Day celebration many years ago. Claudia was participating for the first time, and I had the honor of being her guide. By way of thanks for my company, she showed me the dance. Flourishing her fan, she moved with such majestic grace. I was left utterly transfixed. A dance so lovely she be seen by all. Won't you perform it on stage at the festival? I suggested, and to the delight she agreed with a smile. But no sooner did she finish enrapturing the crowds that she retreated out of sight, and all but collapsed to the ground. It was then that I learned that her frail constitution, though I hadn't been aware, I felt no less terrible for making her overexert herself. I apologized profusely, begging her not to push herself ever again, and the sad look on her face when she nodded is something I've never forgotten to this day. Ah, but look, my prattle on to a complete stranger. My apologies. Now then, I was in the midst of looking for someone, so I shall excuse myself. There you are. A woman was just here just now. She told me she was a friend of my mother's and kindly taught me how to perform the little ladies' dance. It was as beautiful as I imagined it would be. I cannot thank you enough for finding this person. Now then, were you able to learn the art from anyone else? So my mother once performed a dance before a crowd, but the exertion was too much for her. From what I've now seen, the movements may indeed be trying to those of poor health. Those such as myself. Thus did my father choose to keep the dance a secret from me, out of concern for my well-being, or so I speculate at any rate. Lady Aldithia, thank heavens I found you. Rodolph, what are you doing here? What am I doing here? Begging your pardons, my lady, but you disappeared from the manor without a word. Both your father and I have been worried sick. But all ends well, and I see now that you were in good hands. Thank you, good man, for looking after the young mistress once more. Now then, my lady, even as we speak, your father searches for you in the city. If you feel strong enough, let us seek him out together. It would set his mind at ease. Yes, of course. Thanks to you, I've discovered things I've never knew about my family. And when I have you at my side when I meet with my father, will you come with me? Thank you. Your presence will give me the courage to seek the truth. Master Forden should be somewhere in the Ruby Road Exchange. Please follow me. You're the woman from earlier. I should have guessed you were the one who aided my daughter. I said what I said, not realizing you had come to her behest, but what's done is done. Now allow me to properly introduce myself. 14th Throne, head of the Thorn family, at your service. No more secrets, father. Why did you hide the truth from me? I couldn't bring myself to tell you. Even as that fan and that dance hold fond memories of your mother, they were painful reminders that she is gone. I couldn't bear to lose you as well, so please, return the fan and forget about the dance. Father, I understand full well why you feel this way. Were I in your position, I would likely feel the same. But as much as I am touched by your concern, I know about everything now, about Mother, about the fan, and even the dance. Claudia? Lady Aldithia, that was extraordinary. Where in the world did you learn how to dance so beautifully? An old friend of my mother's taught me. Despite all these years, she still remembered the entire dance, down to the smallest flourish. Mother brought you great joy when she danced for you that day. On coming to understand this, I knew that I wanted you to experience that joy again. Aldithia. Like I once apologized to your mother, I must now apologize to you. It was wrong of me to hide that fan and dance from you, and I hope you find it in your heart to forgive me. If it is your desire to carry on the tradition, then I will not stand in your way. Thank you. But you know, Father, it is Little Lady's Day. Rather than an apology, is there not a more appropriate gesture for the occasion? As you say, my princess. As you say, I, Fortin Thorn, head of the Thorn family, do hereby pledge to serve as your royal sensicle. Your every wish is my command. Except perhaps when I judge that you are overexerting yourself. After all, your Highness's well-being is foremost priority. I shall bear that in mind. Without further ado then, my first wish is to instruct festival staff in the Little Lady's dance, that we may share it with all who participate in the festivities. If that is your wish, then it is mine as well. On this day, all ladies are princesses, and everyone should by rights inherit the dance passed down in our family. I have a gift for you, adventurer, as a token of my gratitude. It isn't much, but please accept these instructions for the dance, along with a replica of my mother's fan. Now then, there's no time to waste. We must distribute these fans to as many people as possible. and share with them the history of the dance. This will be a little lady's day to remember. Oh, yes, it will. Yeah, that was it. There's a couple things over here by the handmaiden. Decisions, orchestra roll. There's like a little banner, peach and cherry confetti. History of the thing, of the event here. See what she has to say. Enjoying the festivities, I hope? Should you have any questions concerning my family, it would be a pleasure to answer them. Oh, okay. Alright, here we go. Flower crowns. Following the event of the Legend of the Lost Lady, by which I mean after the Sultan Baldric served as sensical to a Miller girl, he chose to do the same each year for other Uldan ladies. It is said that this was his way of reminding himself that all girls should be treasured. Then one year, the girl he had chosen to be a princess for the day presented him with a bouquet of daisies to thank him for his service. Knowing how hard this girl had worked to pick them, the Sultan gladly accepted the flowers and bade his attendants fashion them into circlets. Then, removing his royal crown, he placed one on his head and another on hers. "We're the same, you and I," he said, smiling. The Thorn family had considered daisies to be a symbol of happiness ever since. Horton Thorn. Horton Thorn is my father and head of the House Thorn. It is his duty as representatives of our family to sponsor Little Lady's Day each year. Or so I once thought. I realize now that for him, it is far more than duty which binds him to this celebration. Little Lady's Day is very much is the very thing which brought him and Mother together, and it is her memory and his love for her that drives him to ensure it continues. Much like how Princess Edvia and her father Sultan Baldric were able to see each other in the new light after her disappearance, I feel as though my father and I have a better understanding of one another after all this that's happened today. Claudia Thorn. Claudia Thorn, my mother and the eldest daughter of House Thorn, before her passing. I'm told she left this world soon after I was born into it. Her frequent bouts of illness prevented her from joining social functions held amongst the noble families of Ul'dah, but by pure chance she was able to attend the Little Lady's Day celebration long ago, where she met my father and performed the Little Lady's Dance for him. There's much I have still yet to learn about my mother, but from all I've been told, I cannot help but feel as though we have had much in common. It makes me feel closer to her, as though some part of her is still alive in me. The Thorn Dynasty. The Ul'dah was founded in the House of Ul. Control of the throne was wrestled from them after a period of instability, with the House of Thorn being appointed to rule as stewards some 350 summers ago. For more than a century, my forebears ruled, enacting countless reforms, which would see their governance regarded favorably by the citizenry. At the end of those many long years, feeling that their sworn duty had at last been fulfilled, my ancestors returned the rule to the Ul dynasty. To this day, we of House Thorn continued to do our part to see Ul'dah flourish. The Little Lady's Dance. In the years following the incident of the Miller girl, Princess Edvia grew to become a fine lady, attending royal soirees and the like on occasion. Just expected of her, in spite of this, she remained true to herself, forthright and bold as ever. One fateful evening, she took her folding fan, an accessory of noble women used in those days for the express purpose of covering their faces as a form of etiquette, and instead flourished it about her, using it to perform a dance she had improvised on the spot. The Sultan and his retwine of sensicles were stunned by her impromptu dance. The nobles in attendance were instead captivated by its beauty, and applauded her when she finished. In time, Princess Advia's dance came to be known as Little Lady's Dance, and alongside the folding fan, has been passed down through the women of House Dorn ever since. I hoped you would stop by, so I might thank you properly. Had you not aided my daughter, we may never have bonded as we have now. In truth, I did not realize how much joy it would bring me to see her take her mother by inheriting our family's tradition. And yet, I cannot help but worry that one day soon, she may meet the love of her life in much in the same way I met her mother. I wish dearly for her to find such happiness, but I nevertheless find myself conflicted about the prospect of seeing her go. They're all doing the dance. Nice. Alright, well, that was the stream for Little Lady's Day. I guess the next one will be The Rising. Or the summer one.